from it, destiny arrives all the same.
Competition continues here in Columbus, Ohio at the Arnold Strongman Classic. We have had a great blend throughout the day of the 10 strongest men alive, as well as our Rogue record breakers. And who better to talk about some record-breaking accomplishments than two of the fittest people on the face of the earth today. Matt Frazier, Tia-Claire Toomey. It is an absolute pleasure to have you guys back. I'm used to covering you guys out there on the competition floor. This is a real treat to see you here. And we're about to see deadlift for reps, a 2-minute time cap. Pretty heavy weight for the average person. These are more than the average people out there. 315 pounds for the guys, 225 for the women. Before we get into who you like and what the strategy is, why aren't you guys out there? What would you be doing right now?
Oh man, they asked me to partake in this, and I know my limits right now. I'm in the beginning stages of getting back into training and building up a good base. So I'm enjoying being on this side of the desk right now.
Priorities are important. Yeah. Tia, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just came off Waterpalooza, so it was a little poor timing for me, but I would like to be out on that floor for sure.
I'm sure you'll be writing down whatever that mark is to be. We'll see a training
we'll
video later on. Should be a lot of fun. There are some people you've seen at CrossFit events very recently or over the years in competition here. Who are some of the names? You know, Dan Bailey, obviously we had on the desk earlier today. Austin Malleola, also someone who's been very successful in his career. On the guy's side, who do you like?
You know, I think Dan Bailey is going to try to get away, like he's just using his fitness here. I think we have Lucas Parker doing it. You know, he's known for his barbell work. We'll see how that holds up. I know from the names that I recognize, I think the favorite is Austin Malleola. You know, he's known for deadlifting. Anytime there's a deadlift workout that comes up in the open, his body type, it's like me pulling off a 12-inch block. You know, his arms are just so long. He has such an advantage over these other competitors. I think it'll be exciting to watch him give this a rip. Absolutely.
Again, the weight's 315 pounds for the guys, 225 pounds for the women here in this Rogue record breaker event. You know, in terms of the overall competition here, we're seeing some of these strongmen, they're going to be going for 1,000 pounds later on in this competition. This is a very different type of thing, trying to go for the reps. What are some of the keys as an athlete to performing well, knowing you're trying to hit a big number here?
Right. And I mean, you need to going into this workout, you need to actually have a solid game plan and stick to it. 2 minutes is a long time where you just can't go hell for leather and deadlift for the full 2 minutes. You actually have to, for me, I would start at a bigger set and then try and just get as far as I could before I had to go fast singles. And when I mean fast, I mean with a bit of an urgent pace.
So it looks like they are going to get started here. Our women up on the competition floor. 225 pounds, again, is the weight. It's as many deadlifts as possible in 2 minutes, and away they go. And Tia, you just said you would be breaking this up. You'd have a set in mind for set number one?
I definitely would have a larger set. I would want to start off with a nice large set, making sure that I'm keeping that form, not going too hard too early, but making sure that I'm also not breaking it up too much. However, coming into that, you know, 45-second mark and just before the halfway mark, I'm definitely going to be hurting, and people may be breaking them up a little bit more. You know, this workout, it's something that you're working for those 2 minutes, and you just want to keep being aggressive throughout the whole 2 minutes.
So I see one girl, she started off at a frantic pace, you know, just the speed of each lift. And I mean, how many seconds into the event are we? And she's already slowing down. Then you see the other strategy of a slower cadence, pause at the top, pause at the bottom, so your body knows where it's going to get its next breath, and you're not burning out and then struggling to hang on for the last minute. I think that strategy is going to pay off here.
Under a minute remaining here as we see our Rogue record breaker competitors.
Ooh.
These girls are strong too, you know. Look at them, they're fierce, but
Yeah,
I definitely
pulling a big number for 1 rep and pulling for 2 minutes continuously are 2 totally separate things. I would love to see some of these guys that can pull 1,000.
Yeah,
See what they could do.
What's the number that's got to be on the bar before you know, the mountain strength advantage comes back down to earth against you, Matt Frazier?
I mean, I don't think it's anywhere up near 1,000. I mean, even something like 500. I'm sure he can bounce that around pretty easily. But I mean, I remember watching last year, like the Wheel of Pain. It was a 60-second event, and these gargantuan men were just dropping. Like they'd never done an event like that where it was continuous pressure on their body for 60 seconds
and the
straight.
strength is just unbelievable.
It's uncomprehendable seeing how big these men are, you know?
Yeah.
Like everyone knows someone that's 6'4", 6'5", but you've never seen a man where their frame is this big. And until you're standing next to them, and you can just feel your brain short-circuiting because it can't put together, like, what am I looking at here?
Right.
And it's wild getting to meet these guys.
Very impressive performance. We're going to get our numbers in, find out who.
How many you reckon?
I mean, I saw a couple girls. I didn't see them stopping too much, and they were pulling at a frantic pace.
Around 60.
I know on the guy side, that was the number that was the milestone I think a lot of them were shooting for.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think, was it Lucas Parker got 51 in the 53 in the qualifier?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Being told unofficially 62.
62.
Ah, man.
Oh my gosh.
I did feel like the girls were going to get a little bit more just in terms of the body weight ratio compared to males and females. Females always tend to get up maybe a little more reps just because the weight is a little lighter.
So 62 again, unofficially
62.
is the number that was just posted in our deadlifts for reps in 2 minutes.
What's the majority of the backgrounds for these ladies? Are they a lot of strongmen or powerlifters?
Strength is
yeah,
you know, kind of the premium here for
a
lot of the backgrounds on these.
Yeah, I know on the men's side, I know of 3 CrossFitters that were going, and then I think Katie told me before I came out here that a guy who competed in the strongman last year is actually competing.
Oh, no
so
way.
that'll be very interesting to see, you know, what pays off more, you know, the raw strength or, you know, having the fitness.
Got our results in now. Caroline Prevost is our winner at 62 reps.
All right, Tia, you testing this later?
Extremely impressive.
Totally.
Yeah, Tia.
62 reps. At what rep did you really start to feel it, and how did you continue to push through?
About halfway at 30 in my very first part of the workout. Then I really had to fight for the rest of them, for sure.
We loved having you here. How did you even hear about Rogue Record Breakers?
On Instagram, I saw a post about the deadlift workout, and I love deadlifts, especially cycling deadlifts. So I looked at the weekend that it held, and I could make it. So I was like, let's do this.
Let's do it indeed. You made it, and you said it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you to Kiki. Thanks to Caroline as well. Very impressive 62 reps.
Oh, man.
Throw it back to you, Tia. I mean, you know, you talked about what your strategy would be for this kind of event. Knowing what the number is now, does that change anything about how you would have attacked this?
Oh, no, not at all. You know, it's easy to sit here right now and say, oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to go and chase after 62 reps. But that is an impressive number of deadlifts. And, you know, that girl pushed hard, and she deserves that record for sure because she worked for that. And I think that is really impressive, and it's going to be hard to beat.
Guys are about to come onto the competition floor. One of the things she talked about is, you know, how she learned of this event and how social media and the way Rogue has set these things up, really opening up the world of fitness and strength to anyone who wants to give it a shot. It's kind of fun to hear how she learned of it, and also, you know, for you guys in this same world, seeing more athletes come into it.
The fact that Rogue are providing this opportunity to athletes, we're focusing on strength right now and a specific movement, deadlifts. We're simplifying it, and we're bringing people from all corners of sports, the sports world. And the fact that we have some strongman ladies, we have some CrossFitters, we have a wide variety of ladies from different sports coming together and challenging each other is incredible. And you know, I commend Rogue for providing these opportunities for these athletes.
On the walkout here for the men's field, it was almost comical watching them walk out, because you pick out the CrossFitters like a sore thumb, because they're all 18 inches shorter than every other person coming out.
Well, they're about to take this on.
There are some big boys here.
315 pounds, and there's that balance of, you know, what you're able to just rep as long as you can versus how easy it is for the first one.
Yep.
55 reps, you reckon?
What's the number? Give us the estimate. 55?
I'm putting my money on Austin at, let's go 57.
57. Numbers are in, and they are off and running. See Dan Bailey on the stage. What is the set you would do for your initial one, Matt, if you were out there right now?
Oh, man. Let's just, like, I don't have to do it, so let's just say I do 60 unbroken. No, I would probably take the approach of, you know, smaller sets with a short break. You know, I'd probably start out at 10 or 12 and try to hold nothing lower than a set of 8, but just very, very short breaks.
Had Austin Malleolo on the screen for a moment. It did not look like he had taken a break at that point.
Yeah, I know Dan, I think Dan said he was going for a set of 17, set of 15, and then just try to hang on after that. I think, did Lucas Parker have the highest qualifier coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Is 2 minutes in this a long time or a short time?
I mean, for this is a long one. But I mean, like, you see these huge guys, their first rep, I'm sure they're pulling 600 plus. The first rep is effortless. Now we're about a minute in, and their back's round, they're struggling. It's just a whole different stimulus than they've probably ever done.
What's quite fascinating is they all have a slightly different technique or speed, you know?
Right.
Like, look at the size of this man. I'm sure this weight is nothing for him, but doing a set this big is just not in his ballpark.
That's good.
There you have Dan Bailey, who is also laboring on the back end of this event. Down to our final 15 seconds.
Come on, Dan. Pick it back up. Let's go. I want to see what Austin looks like right now. He hasn't been on screen too much.
Trying to get that final rep. 2 minutes is up. All right, we had a prediction of 55 and 57.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's let it hear
315 pounds. How many reps can you do in a 2 minute stretch? Extremely impressive.
I think it was in the open this year. We had to do a 21:15.9, right?
Yeah.
With 3:15. Oh yeah, these boys they're hurting right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a gnarly workout.
Give those programmers some ideas, right?
Oh,
I would love to know.
They're on all fours.
I would love to know what this weight is percentage-wise for a lot of these guys, because they are just huge.
In terms of the overall competition here at the 2020 Arnold Strongman Classic, what are some of the things you're looking forward to seeing guys like Thor, the Mountain, do?
The wheel.
So last year was the first year that they had the Wheel of Pain, and they've done events before that were a minute or 90 seconds, whatever, but it was just one rep, move on to the next implement, one rep, move on. So the wheel, I know, caused a lot of trouble for a lot of the guys because they've never had that continuous weight bearing for that long. And watching them, they look like normal humans,
right?
Finishing a workout. And so I'm really interested to see. They've had a year.
Yep.
They know this tool was coming back in for competition. To see, I'm interested to see the numbers, the distance that they pushed it last year compared to this year, now that they've had a chance to train for it.
Speaking of numbers, 55 reps was your prediction. 57 prediction.
They got,
you were both wrong. 61 reps,
wow.
Austin Malleolo.
There we go.
Well done. What was the female?
So a new record established with
women was 62.
61.
I think. Yeah, women got 62.
Kiki Dixon is standing by with Austin. Let's hear what he has to say after
Austin,
a road record breaker.
2 minutes is quite a long time to be deadlifting. How did you break it down?
Well, I just knew that when I did it in, for the online qualifier, I did, I think 25, gassed me a little bit. So I did 20 and tried to hold on for 10s and 5s, and a little adrenaline, never hurts anybody. So I'll take it.
We loved having you here, but what had you wanting to compete in the Rogue Record Breakers?
I think the biggest thing is I love Rogue, I love Katie and Bill, and I think it's a really cool concept. And I'm relatively decent at deadlifts, so all that together made it a worthwhile trip.
That's an understatement. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I want to be relatively decent at something like he is at deadlifts. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here and being a part of this, and hope you have a great weekend the rest of the way here in Columbus.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Matt Frazier, Tia Claire Toomey, two of the fittest on earth here with us at the Arnold Strongman Classic 2020 here in Columbus, Ohio. We've got more Rogue record breakers still to come. Women's monster barbell is coming up. Women's monster dumbbell coming up next here when we return. Much more still ahead at the 2020 Arnold Strongman Classic.